Tom, thanks for joining us. It's always great to talk to you at OIS.
Yeah, it's good to be here, Tom. Thanks.
And you've got a new company on your name tag.
Yeah.
You've kept the same job, but now you're with J&J. The deal's done. I know we've talked a bit on the podcast and things, but bring us up to speed. You're now a happy part of
Sure.
J&J Vision Care.
Yeah, we did. We in February we closed the transaction and really created a brand new company called Johnson & Johnson Vision. Mm-hmm. And under Johnson & Johnson Vision, there's really two kind of pillars or businesses. One is the Johnson & Johnson Vision Care contact lens business that will remain based in Jacksonville. You know, AccuView brand, #1 contact lens in the world, and now combined with the former AMO surgical business based out in Southern California, and my role is the worldwide president of the surgical business. So, you know, very much similar to AMO, but now we have the depth and breadth of Johnson & Johnson behind us, and it's an exciting time for the organization.
Now, have you managed through consolidation like that before, an acquisition or such? And if so, what's the secret to making sure you continue doing what you want to do?
You know, I think our focus leading up to the close of the transaction was really making sure the teams worked diligently to do two things. One, minimize customer disruption and ensure that you have a good customer employee experience. Mm-hmm. And, you know, we were able to pull that off day one. In my history, I've been through it a few times, and I think the most important thing is to be transparent. And really make sure the cultures come together well. And I think Johnson & Johnson and AMO, we were a very good not only strategic fit, but I think cultural fit because we both really thought about the customer first. And I think that helps when you have that kind of mindset when you're going through an integration.
Mm-hmm. So where do you go from here now? You sort of the ship is steady, and now you're setting course for ahead.
Well, you know, you get through that transitional phase, you move into the integration phase. We're about 60 days into that, and really our focus continues to be on how do we set the company up for sustainable growth into the future. Through this all, I'm pleased to indicate that we continue to grow the business at, you know, probably 4 to 5x the market. So we've done very well. You know, the portfolio is there to support the business. So, you know, we feel very bullish about the future in ophthalmology.
And it's a sector that's getting a lot of attention from a lot of different quarters. On the practice side, we've talked about private equity investors sort of moving in there. We're certainly seeing a great deal of innovation and acquisition. You've been involved in this industry for a while. Where are we in kind of if you look at the level of innovation, are we at a peak? Have you seen this much going on before? Is this been a constant
I think it
drumbeat?
comes in cycles, but I by no means do I think we've hit a peak. You know, if you just fall back on the basic principle that there's a huge unmet need out there. 50% of the world's population could benefit from vision correction, and yet only 10% are being treated. So I think as long as there's that unmet need, the loss of vision is such a fear factor for the population. I mean, there's a recent study that came out of, I believe, Wilmer Eye, where they said the loss of vision is feared more than, you know, contacting AIDS, losing your mind, i.e. dementia, catching cancer, if you will. So as long as those overriding principles are there, I think, you know, the innovation's going to happen, and innovation's continuing to be rewarded. Certainly in the lens-based cataract side, but I also think, you know, corneal refractive surgery is going through a renaissance. Smile is coming to the market through one of our competitors. I think that's good for the industry. So I don't believe innovation has peaked. I think it's going to continue, and the demographics and the unmet need out there just continues to reinforce that point in our minds.
And will we see you perhaps acquiring some of these innovative ideas going forward?
Well, I think, you know, innovation happens both organically and inorganically. In our particular case, we have a very rich pipeline across our surgical portfolio. So whether it's corneal-based or lens-based, you know, we take kind of a holistic view. But we're certainly agnostic about where innovation comes. I've mentioned that to you in the past.
Sure.
And, you know, we'll look at opportunities both inside and outside the organization that's going to help us, you know, continue to have sustainable growth as we look to grow our business moving forward.
Excellent. Well, I know you've got an important meeting, which is a great thing to do here at OIS, so I'll let you get going. Thanks for taking some time.
It's always a pleasure to be with you, Tom. Thanks.
Excellent.